Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Laratips. So in today's video, we'll be talking about Laravel collections. So Laravel collections are the wrapper for the basic PHP arrays. So you can say that collections are the advanced kind of arrays. We can perform almost all kind of functionalities that we can perform with the basic PHP array, and it has some more advanced features. Okay, so let's dive into it. First, we'll start with some basic arrays, and then we'll move into some arrays that our Eloquent model will return, like two-dimensional arrays like that. Okay, so here I am in the home controller, and now we will see how to create a collection. Okay, so for that we can do is collection one. Now a new collection instance is created. Laravel has a collect helper, so if we pass an array inside it, then it will be a new collection. So if I say data like this, and if I dump it, and if I go to the home page and refresh the page, now you can see here it is returning Illuminate support collection, and it contains all those data. Okay, now let's say we want to calculate the average of this data, then we can do it like this. There is an average method, and if we return this, then it should return the average. So if we calculate when we add, let us first remove the sum. Yeah, and if I go to the browser and refresh the page, now you can see here total sum is 45. If we add all these numbers, we will get 45. And if we hit the count, if the count method will give the total number of items in this array. So there are currently 9 items, and if I refresh the page, we should see 9. Now let's calculate the average. So there the total was 45, and the total number of items was 9. So if we divide 45 by 9, then it's 5. So the average should also be 5. Yeah, so if I refresh the page here, now you can see here we can calculate the average here. Similarly, there are some other helper methods like max. This will return the maximum number, the number which one is the highest here. Okay, then currently the number is highest is 9. So if we refresh the page, we can see here the number is 9. And there is also another min helper method. So if we refresh the page here, then we can get the minimum number over here. Okay, now let's say we only want, so there are total number of 9 items here. Now let's say we only want the 3 items, first 3 items. Okay, now what we can do is take method and pass the 3 items. So if we pass 3, then we will get only first 3 items, and if we pass 4, then we'll only get first 4 items. Okay, now if I refresh the page here, now you can see here I am getting 1, 2 and 3. Now if I, let's say, pass 6, then it will give us 1 to 6 items. Okay, let's see how to combine two arrays here. Okay, let's say data 1 equals to this, yeah, and let's say data 2 equals to collect, let's say 9 comma 10 comma 11. So these are the two data. Now to combine the data, what we can do is data 1 concat $data 2. So if we do it like this, then the Laravel will concat this at the end of this array. So first we will get 1 to 9, and then we'll get 9, 10, 11. Okay, now here if I refresh the page, now you can see here 1 to 9 we have got the first array, and 9 to 11. Okay, this does not removes the duplicate data. Now what we can do is, to remove the duplicate data, there is another method called unique. So we can change the method. So there are so many methods. So let me show you first all the methods. So if we go to the documentation here, Laravel docs collection, and click on the available methods, so these are all the available methods that we can use with the collection, and we can change them. Let's say we can call like Laravel concat, and again contains, we can change them. Okay, so that's why in the documentation it is saying it provides a fluent syntax. So now we have concatenated two data. Now we can chain method here. Let's say we want to get the unique one, unique data. So there is a unique method, and if I do it like this and go to the browser and refresh the page, now you can see here I have got this. So there is no 9. So you can see here now there are keys in the left side. Yeah? Before there wasn't keys. So if I undo the changes and go ahead and refresh the page, now you can see here there are no keys. Now if I again do the unique, and you can see here there are two nines and there is only one 9 now, and it contains the keys because the unique method preserves the keys. Okay, so there was 9 in the 8th index and 9 in the 9th index. So it removed the index that are, so it found the 9 first and again looked into the other items in the array, and it saw that it is a duplicate one, so it removed that. So any index higher than this that contains the 9 was removed. So it adds the keys in front of it. Okay, then now when we are returning this data in, let's say in the APIs, basically we'll always return JSON in the APIs. So this will not have any effect in a regular PHP file where we would loop into the array. But if we return this in a JSON format, and in JavaScript if we try to access this, then JavaScript will treat it as object. So it will not be an array in the JavaScript. It will be an object. So to remove the keys, what we can do is we can chain another method called values. And if I refresh the page here, now you can see here all the keys are removed and we are only getting values. So if you only want to get the keys, then also there is another method, keys. And if I refresh the page here, now you can see here it starts from 0 and the 9th index is not there. There is only 0 to 8, and then after that we have 10 and 11. So these are some basic methods. So I'll show you another one as well. Basically I am showing you those methods that are useful in our daily life. So there are also some other complex methods that we can use with Laravel collection. Okay, now we can also find whether some data is contained in this array or not. Let's see if there is 9 in this array. So we can do it like contains 9, and if I refresh the page here, it should return true or 1. It is returning 1 because Laravel is converting it by default. Now if I do wrap it around a DD and see the result, now you can see here the actual response. We can see it like this. So there is a true. Now if I say 10, then it should return false. Now what if I say here 9 like this as a string? It is containing integers values, but if I pass 9 string, but also it will give us true. Yeah, because by default PHP has a loose checking. Yeah, and this contains method also checks the loose, it checks it loosely. The 9 integer value will also be equal to the 9 string value in PHP. But what we can do is we can write contains are strict, so we can check strictly. So it should be integer, otherwise it will be false. So now if we pass here string, then it will be false, and if we pass here integer value, then it will be true. So this contains strict will compare this value using triple equal to sign. Okay, these are some basic methods that we can use with Laravel. Now let's see in the real life scenario cases, like what we get from the Eloquent collection. Okay, first let me show you what we get in the Eloquent collection. We have product model from our previous lessons. So if I say get here, then I'll be getting all the products data here, and these will be also collection. If I do dump here, Laravel will also return it, the Illuminate database Eloquent collection. So this is not Illuminate support collection. Okay, this is Illuminate database Eloquent collection. This collection, Eloquent collection, is extending that Illuminate support collection. So all the features that we get in that Illuminate support collection, all those methods will also be available in this Illuminate database collection. So you can perform all those methods that we previously applied. Those all methods will also be available here. Okay, now let's see, we have seen how to calculate average, sum and max. Now let's see how to apply the same here. Okay, because it is containing multiple things. Okay, let me return JSON here so that it will be easier to see. So it is not a simple array, it is containing two-dimensional arrays. Let's say it has ID, it has keys and values, all the things. Okay, now let's see how to calculate sum. So for that, if I go in the database, we can see it here clearly. Let's take first 5, okay, from here. Now to do that, what we can do is take 5. Take 5 will get the first 5 results. Now here you can see there are a lot of results here. Now if I refresh the page, now you can see we can only get 5 results from here. Now let us calculate the total quantities from here. So if we see here, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the total sum is 14. Now we can calculate the sum like this. Okay, so if we do it like this, then it will not work because it is not, so it is not the basic array that we performed. So it also contains some keys. So what we can do is we can pass the key. Okay, if we pass the key like this quantity here, so it will only sum this quantity part of this array. And if I go here and refresh the page, now you can see here the total is 14. So if we want the sum of the prices, then what we can do is we can pass price here and go to the browser, and you can see here it is summing all the values from that price field. Okay, similar, the case is similar for the average as well. So for the quantity as well, average, if we pass it like this, so it will perform the same. It will calculate the average of those data. So it will sum all this data and it will divide by 5 and the result is 2.8. Average works the same way. Similarly for max and min, if we pass the parameter, the key name, then it will calculate the mean of that key, and similarly for max. Now let's see the contains method that we saw earlier. We can do it similarly. So let's say take 5 and contains quantity. Inside the quantity, if it contains, say we have only taken this 5, so if I say 4, then it should return true, so which will be converted into 1 in this case. So if I refresh here, now you can see it's returning 1, so it is present there. Now let's say 10, okay, here, and it should return 0 because the 10 is not in that quantity list. If I refresh the page, now here it is not showing anything because it is a 0. Now if to show that, I have to wrap it inside a dd, and if I refresh the page here, now you can see here it is showing us false. Okay, so if I show that previous, if I enter the 4 here and see here, it's returning true. Yeah, these are some basics that we performed on that basic array and in this array of objects. Okay, now what if we want to get the first from that array, first item from that array? We can do is like this. Let's say get and first. Now if I refresh the page, we will be only getting first item. Yeah, if I remove this and show you, the first has ID 1, and in the list as well, you can see the first one has the ID of 1. So what if we want the last item? Here it contains ID of 20. Yeah, so there is a method called last. If I refresh the page here, now you will see the ID of 20 we have got here. So we have first and last method. Okay, now let me show some chainable methods, some complex methods. Yeah, so if I revert it back and refresh the page, then it will be like this. Now what we want to do is we only want to show title from this data. We don't want to return anything, we only want to return title. So what we can do is we can do map like this. It is an array map So when we use basic arrays, then like in the methods like array map and array filter, in the array map it has the first parameter as array and second parameter as a function, and in the array filter the first parameter is function and the second parameter is data, where there is a lots of confusion in there. But if we use the collection, there will not be any confusion because the data is wrapped inside the collection, and every method we call then it will have first parameter as a function, so there will not be any confusion. So now if we are applying the map, then view and function, then we can get here the item here, let's say product, the product will be here, and if we do return product title, it will map through all the data in the product and it will only return the title. Now if I go here and refresh the page, now you can see here it is only returning the title. So we can do similar like this. If we only want IDs, then we can do it like this, yeah. But the collection has much simpler syntax for this. So what we can do is, let's say we only want title, what we can do is block title, yeah. And if we refresh the page here, then let's see the result is same, we will be only getting the title. Now let's say we want IDs of this product as the key and the value as the titles. So what we can do is pass the second parameter here, and if I pass the ID, then all the IDs will be in the key and the values will be the title. So this block method is really useful and really handy. Now let's say we only want to show the product that has the price greater than 10,000. Then how to apply this? We can do it by filter function map, sorry, not map, product, and return. We have to return either true or false from here, okay? So if we return the true, then that product will be in the result array and collection, and if we return false, then that product will not be in the result collection. So we want to pass true here if the price is greater than 10,000. If product price is greater than 10,000. Now here, if we go in the browser and refresh the page, and we can see here all the prices greater than 10,000 are only shown here. And if you want price less than 10,000, then we can do it like this, and refresh the page. Here all the prices that has less than 10,000 are shown here. Now for this also the Laravel has a smaller syntax, so what we can do is like that we have done in the Eloquent query builder, so it has a similar kind of syntax. So what we can do is where price is greater than 10,000. So it will work same as that of the previous filter method that we did. So if I go here and refresh the page, we will only see the product that has price greater than 10,000. Now if we do less than, then we will only see the products that has price less than 10,000. Now if we don't pass anything, then it will be price equal to 10,000. And if I go here and refresh the page, there is only one product that has the price 10,000, then it will only give us 1,000. But we can also, if we want, then we can also pass here equals to, and it will give us the same result. So we have seen map and filters and block and where. Now let's apply both of them. Here we want to show all the products that have the price greater than 10,000, and we will multiply all those prices with the quantity 3. Okay, now let's see how to do that. So where price is greater than 10,000, let's break it down in the separate line, and we have to map it. So by doing this, what we can find is that we have this much product and this much quantity, and we can find out how much money that we get on by selling these products. Yeah, that is the practical example. So I'm showing you this function product. Now what we will do is product price, let's say total price for a product price into product quantity. So now we have to return product from here. Yeah, okay, this extra, we have added this extra key or parameter to this product model. Yeah, now we'll have all these, we will have all these keys as well as this total price also. Now if we refresh here, now you can see here, so we have price, quantity and total price. So if we multiply this and this, we will be getting this. Yeah, 9 3s are 27, 9 3 1s are 3, plus 2 will be 5, and 3 1s are 3, so 35,700. So if we sell this product and if we sell all of them, then we will be earning this much amount. And if you sell all the 5 quantities of this product, then we will be earning this much amount. Now what we can do is we can also calculate the total from all of these. So if we sell all these products, then how much money we will be earning will be. So we can also chain it like this. So we will be calculating sum and we will be giving the key, this total price key. Yeah, so if I pass it like this, then it will add all the total price from these array items and it will give us the result. Now if I refresh the page, so if we sell all the items, all these items, then we will be earning this much money. So these type of calculations are really helpful while showing a report in our backend. Yeah, these are some of the examples that I wanted to show you. Also, let me show you some couple of examples as well. Those are also really helpful. Now if I remove here, we can also sort the data. Yeah, let's say sort by, and what we want to sort by, let's say we want to sort the data by the price. Now if I say price and if I go in the browser, and you can see here all the prices are sorted in ascending order. By default it will sort by ascending order. Okay, so price this much. So you can see here the data is not sorted here because the price is here is higher than this price, because by default when we return a JSON, this extension, I have installed the extension, it will sort by these keys. So that's why it is showing this error. So if I wrap this in a DD, let's say this is not problem with Laravel but this problem with my extension. If I do it like this and refresh the page, now you can see here, so it is giving us all these things. Yeah, this model, all the things related to the model. Now we can also minimize this. So if we do to array, it will convert this model into array and only show those data that we want to see, like these data, only data of the database. Now if I refresh here, now you can see here all the datas are being sorted by the ascending order. Now you can see here 5200, 6300, 6300, 6400. Yeah, and look at here, the keys are different here, 1 2 5 7. Yeah, so let me go back and again refresh the page. Now look here, all the keys are sorted by this key. So this is all done by the extension. But if I pass here, so this is also the similar issue that we get when we pass data as JSON in our APIs. So we can resolve this issue by appending values. Yeah, so it will get the data and it will reset all the values. So all the values will be changed when we sort. Yeah, now if I refresh the page here, now it will automatically get only the values and then it will return. So we will not get this issue here. Now if we see here, look here, 5200, 6300, 6300, 64. Yeah, all the datas are increasing in the increasing order. Now what if we want to sort the data by descending order? We can do sort by DESC. And if I refresh the page here, now you can see here the product with the highest price is shown here. Okay, now I want to tell you that every time whenever we pass any method here, chain any method, then the Laravel will always return the new collection. So the data in the collection will not be mutated. But since the objects values are mutable, so we have to be, but also we have to be very careful while changing the values. So let me show you that by using some array data, and I'll also be showing you one property that will mutate the result. Let's say data items equals to, we have some key and value. Let's say 1 has 1 and 2 has 2. Yeah, okay, let's say, okay, these will wrap it here inside a collection. And now if we do items map function $item and return, let's say item into 2. So what it is doing is it is, so this we get a value here and a key in the second parameter. So what it is doing is it is only multiplying the values. Yeah, now if we return here items, then it will not mutate because it will always return a new collection and this item will always remain as it was in the first place. So if I go here and refresh the page, now you can see here I am getting 1 2. So let me do a dd here. Now if I show here, so you can see here 1 is 1 and 2 is 2, so it is not changing anything. But there is a method called transform. So in some cases you might need to mutate the data. Yeah, mutate means changing. So if you want to mutate the data, you can pass the transform. Now it will replace this 1 with 2 and this 2 with 4 because we are multiplying by 2. And if I see, if I dd here and go ahead and refresh the page, now you can see here it is changing the original array. Yeah, this original collection. So we have to be very careful while using this transform. So anywhere we absolutely need this feature, then only we should use, otherwise we should not use. So this is all about the arrays, but in the object, if we do map or transform, the data is always mutated because by default in the PHP the objects data is always mutated, but in the arrays are not mutated. So let me show you that as well. Okay, if I get here products, let's say get and take, let me take the 2 products from here. Okay, and let me return here items. Now if I reload here, then I'll be getting this. Now let me do the same thing that I did previously using the map items map function product. So what we'll be doing is product quantity is equals to $product quantity into 2. Now if I do this like this, the quantity will be changed even if we use the map method. So if we see here, the quantity is 3 and here is 1. Now if I refresh the page here, now you will see it is changed to 6 and 2. So this will cause some headache when you are doing some deep calculations. So always be careful while mutating or changing the properties of a object. So what we can do is, to prevent this, we can do it like this. Let's say product equals to clone product, and it will create a new product instance and the data will not be mutated. Now if I see, if you refresh the page here, now you can see here we are getting the previous quantity here. That's some knowledge about the mutation of the properties of the objects that happens and that may cause some real problems in the real life scenarios. So these are some information about some basic and some mid-level collection methods. Now there is also some higher order methods. So if I go to the documentation here and you can see here higher order messages. Yeah, so these are some of the higher order level messages, and we can use it to make our code a little bit simpler. Now let me show you one thing. Now we want to only return the title, as I said before, as I have shown you. So how we can do that is return $product title, and it will only return the title of the products. Now if I refresh here, sorry, so I have to return it from here. So it will only return the title. So what we can do is just remove this function that we have passed here, and just pass it as title. So what it will do is it will map, and inside the function it will just loop through these products and only pass the title of that product. So if I go and refresh the page, the result is same. So these are called higher order messages. Now we can do it here as well. We don't need to do it in a separate line. Yeah, so if I do it like this and refresh the page, oh sorry, I haven't returned here, the result is same. Now if you only want to show the active results, then what we can do is, let us remove this take, and what we can do is filter is active. So it will return product is active from by looping into this all the products, and if it is 1 then it is true, and if it is 0 then it is false. So it will only be showing the results that is returning true, so only those are with 1 will be shown here. Okay, now if I go here and refresh the page, so only those products that have is active as 1 is returned here. So I'll show you this longer form of this. It would be like this function, sorry, is filter function product is, the longer form would be like this. So it will give us the same result. So these are some higher order messages or higher order functions of the collection. So we have talked about a lot of methods in the collection. Now there is a new thing in the Laravel collection, which is lazy collection. This lazy collection will only load the data whenever we need it. Yeah? So we have, if we perform some map and filter everything, but no code will be executed there. So when we do a for each and show the data, then only it will get executed, otherwise no code will be executed. Inside under the hood it uses generators. So if you don't know anything about generators, then don't worry, I will be creating in the next video maybe, or in the future videos I'll be talking about generators, so there will be a dedicated video for it. So for now I'll only be showing you how lazy collection will improve the performance of our application. Okay, so let me just remove this code. So for that purpose I have seeded a data in here, inside here, public and products.txt file, and inside here 100,000 records. Now let's see, if we are getting some data from a file, then how the collection performs and how the lazy collection performs. So I have a code already for that. Here I have already returned that code, so I'll be showing you from here. So let me just copy this and go here and paste it here. So first of all, let us see how the collection performs, and then we will be seeing the lazy collection. For that we have to install a package whose name is this Debugbar, which is here. So I'll show you here, Laravel Debugbar. So if you search on the Google and go to this github.com/verified Laravel Debugbar, inside here you will see how to install it and everything. I have already installed it, but also I'll be showing you how to install it. So in my all these videos, I think you have seen that debug bar here. If I show you here, if I refresh the page here, you can see this bar. So I have already installed, so it is showing here, but let's see how to install it. So go to the terminal in the root of the your project and enter this composer require variable Laravel Debugbar and //dev. So if we do this, then it will install this package. So the installation is complete, and after that let's run another command from here. So PHP artisan vendor publish this one. Let us copy this and paste it here and run this. Yeah. So when we run this command, then there will be a new file here inside the config directory in the root of our application. Inside the config directory, there will be a debugbar.php file. So there is this enabled key here, debugbar enabled. So let's copy this and put it in the env file and let us add it here. So if we add true from here, then this bar will be shown here. If I refresh the page here, the bar will be shown, and if I add false here, this bar will not be shown. So in local environment, there is no issue. If we show this debug bar, it will help us to improve our code by seeing some time, how much time it will execute, how many queries were run. And in the production environment, we don't want to show this. We don't want to show our project information and all the queries to the end user. So in the production environment, always keep this as false, and in the development environment, keep it as true. Okay, now let's remove this file from the view. Also, let me remove this. And if I go to the home controller now, and here in the products list, now what I have done is, okay, you can see here I have initialized a new collection here, collect and an empty array, and here I have opened a file which is inside products folder, as you have seen here. Okay, let me minimize it. Inside the public folder there is products.txt. So we can access this by doing the public path. It will give us the path up to the public folder, and then we have this file. So we'll open a file in a reading mode and we'll loop through all those 100,000 records, and what we will be doing is we will be making it all the products. Let's say, so I have named it as a products here. So every line, yeah, this line will be this products single line. Yeah. So whenever we get f gets handle, so here line, the single line will gets returned, and we are pushing that line to this collection, and here we are looping through all this line and making all this as uppercase. So this is the basic use case, but you might have to do a lot of things, doing a lot of calculations, yeah, in the real life projects. So that might take a lot of time. Okay, now let's see, and we are taking 100 results from that. We are just converting everything and only taking 1000 records, because when I show all the 100,000 records in this browser, then it will take a lot of time, you know, to render the data. So to get the data, it will not take that much time, but to render the data in the HTML, it will take a lot of time. So I have only taken 1000 records. So now let us pass that data to the view. Let me just call it as items. Now if I go to the view here, and let me loop through it. So for each items as item, what we'll do is just echo the item. Yeah, this is just a tailwind class. So if we do that, and let me refresh the page here. Now you can see here it took 756 milliseconds and 37 MB of RAM. It used this much. Yeah, so just remember this: 37 MB of RAM and 356 milliseconds. Now let me comment this out and use the lazy collection here. So what we have done is created a new lazy collection, and inside that we are using this generator. So yield, so this is a syntax of a generator. So if you don't know that, don't worry about that now. We will have a dedicated lesson for it. And we are doing the same thing here, mapping through the products and taking 1000 records, yeah, and passing it to the view. Same thing. Now if we refresh the page, so we'll take a close look at these two values, 37 and 756. If I refresh the page here, now you see here, so from 37 the RAM usage has been decreased to 5 MB, and the time also has been drastically reduced. So this is how the lazy collection really optimizes your request time. That's why we should use lazy collection if we have a lot of data and we need to perform some calculations to that, and it will only perform calculations one data at a time. In case of collection, it will load every items in the RAM and it will perform the calculations. But in case of the lazy collection, it will only put one row at a time in a RAM, and it will calculate that and it will display the result. So that's why it is very fast. So you can use this lazy collection whenever you have millions of records. It will really be helpful for you, and the load time will also be very fast, and RAM usage will also be very low. So that's for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.